Greetings and welcome to week 13 of COMM 110, Fundamentals of Public Speaking. We move into the last quarter of the semester this week, having finished last week's visual aid speeches, you having finished them and submitted them. In some respects, this week is going to be a normal, typical week for us in that we have a new chapter from the textbook to read with the accompanying reading guide and reading quiz that you by now should be familiar with, in addition to discussion forum, which this week has got two topics. So you want to make sure that you are answering and responding to your classmates on both of those topics. And so in those ways, this is a normal, typical week for us, as we've had many like it throughout the semester. This is also, however, a very important week for us because we're making the transition now into our final unit, so to speak, for the semester, and that is our unit on persuasive speaking. This is the second of the two major types of speaking that we're studying in the semester. The first of those, of course, was informative speaking that you practiced and showed me what you could do with in terms of the informative speech in last week's visual aid speech. Your third and final major speech is going to be the persuasive speech. And we're going to be learning in these last few weeks of regular coursework all about some new concepts related to persuasive speaking and some new techniques and some new practices related to persuasive speaking as well. So there is a lot of new information related to the nature of the kind of speaking you're going to be doing in your last minor speech, the mini persuasive speech that you'll be doing next week, and then the last major speech, the persuasive speech that you'll be doing the last regular week of class at the beginning of May. So there's a couple of things that you're going to want to read over very carefully and try and absorb the information in regards to for this week. The first of these is our text chapter on persuasive speaking. There's some new concepts introduced related to persuasive speaking, things like persuasive claim, as well as some new organizational patterns that you're going to be selecting from for the persuasive speech. So you want to read the text chapter carefully. Of course, you always should be reading it carefully, but you want to read it extra carefully this week in looking for and beginning to absorb and understand those new ideas related to persuasive speaking. And then the second thing that you want to read carefully this week is the assignment guidelines for that third and final major speech, the persuasive speech. Many of the details related to the persuasive speech are similar to the first two speeches that you did. Things like how you're going to need to do the works cited page, the annotated works cited, the formatting for the outline, and these sorts of things are going to be the same as it was for those first two major speeches, the informative and the visual aid. But there's going to be a lot of new details as well in what you're going to need to do and really just sort of the very nature of this third major speech in which you'll be doing persuasion. So there's a few new details in those assignment guidelines as well that you're going to want to absorb and read carefully. And then in addition to the text reading and quiz and so forth, the other main thing that there is for this week is to read over the guidelines for that last minor speech that you're going to be doing next week, which I call the mini persuasive speech. This is just a little bit of a chance for you to take what you're learning about persuasive speaking and give you the chance to sort of get it on its feet, put it into practice before you have to do your major persuasive speech at the end of the semester. So you'll be picking something that you're going to make an argument about and that you're going to create a persuasive claim in regards to. and then you'll do a real short speech, 2 or 3 minutes in length, on that argument that you're going to make. All you have to do this week is just read over for a first time those guidelines for the mini persuasive speech, and then the mini persuasive speech will be the main thing that you're going to be doing for next week's course plan. So this whole idea of the persuasive claim is really at the center of what you're going to be learning about this week in terms of that text chapter, looking at what you're going to be doing with your major persuasive speech, and then what you're going to be doing in next week's mini persuasive speech. So if you have any questions about what a persuasive claim is, what the different kinds of persuasive claims are all about, or anything else related to either the concepts that you're learning about in terms of our new unit on persuasive speaking this week, or on the coursework that you're doing this week, please do not hesitate to let me know, and I'm happy to answer, as always, any questions that you do have about whatever we're doing in a given week.